going on, Card Pack? Today we're going to look at the top 10 overall sports cards that went up the most over the last week. And there's a lot of green on the board. This kind of says something to me. As we go through it, I'll share what it kind of says to me, and you see what you think too. Before we dive into that, a couple reminders. Audios from these videos, if you want those, check out the podcast, link in description. And if you want my top sports card pick of the day and to join our private Discord, which is one of the best around, people in it are fantastic, join the Sports Card Society, sportscardsociety.com. It's only $12.99 a month. It's like 40 cents a day. How it works is membership area. You log in. I put up a new video almost every day. The videos are short, they're only about 5 minutes. They show the card, the data, research, reasoning as to why, and what I plan on doing with it. A recent example that we did pretty good with is, here's this Simone Biles here. We were getting this for around $20 in March, and here it is going for, solid 80s, even 90s sometimes, recently. So check it out, link in description, sportscardsociety.com. All right, here we are. Let's get started here. So here we are on the Market Movers tool. I went to price movements by card, and I selected PSA 10. I didn't select a sport. I just selected PSA 10. And why do we look at PSA 10? Because I believe PSA 10 is what sets the market. Because anytime you look at a card, you're like, what's the PSA 10 going for? I mean, you look at the PSA 9, you go, what's the 10 going for? And then the 9 gets its price from there, the 8 gets its price from there, all the way down to the raw. Because, if you got a PSA 10, because that's the most desired card, the PSA 10 of any player, of any card, that's the most desired, so that's the one that's going to sell first. Anyways, number 10 on the list is Paul George, his 2012 Prism, number 30 base, pop count of only 144. I did not know that. 9 sales on the week, so pretty hefty sales volume there. That's maybe 7% sales volume. Anything over 1% I typically think of as a pretty good demand, although the pop count's really low, so 9, it gets a little exaggerated, but nonetheless, up 67% on the week. Let's pull up this chart real quick, see what we've got going on here. By the way, out on the West Coast here, it is hot. It is hot. I live in Seattle, and dude, there are spots that are going to be 117. That just doesn't happen over here, up here in the western Washington. It just does not happen because of the way the mountains are set up and everything like that. We got mountains to the east and the west, so it it just keeps the temperature really low. It's rarely ever 100. So for it to get well over 100, it's nuts. A lot of places don't even have air conditioning because this place just doesn't get hot. It's smoking. In my studio here, I don't have an air conditioner, so I'm just pumping this stuff out, trying to get it out to you before I get cooked in here. But Paul George, of course, he's not on the Pacers, he's on the Clippers. They're playing against the Suns right now, and I think the Suns will end up beating them. The Suns will go to the finals, but you never know. Kawhi didn't play, I believe, last night. 152 to start the week, end of the week at 245. I feel like that's interesting. Let's go. I don't know. Because of that, let's pull it back 30 days real quick. Here it's been kind of riding, looks like around 150, 175. I wouldn't be buying it up here. I don't think I would buy Paul George because I don't think the Clippers are going to win. That's what I would say. If you think the Clippers are going to win, that's the gamble we take right now. Any basketball cards we're buying either because we think they've hit bottom or we think they have a surge coming on. So if they've hit bottom, they're inactive, and they've been inactive for a while, a la, say, Zion Williamson. But, Paul George, anyone that's still playing, if you buy them right now, you're betting that they're going to the finals. That's what I'm saying. That's my opinion there. So Paul George, I'm not buying. By the way, I forgot to mention, I put together this SportsCardSwag.com. I made some designs for T-shirts because I feel like there's just not much for sports cards shirts at all. And I like this one here. I designed it kind of after the color burst insert, But there's some. Go check it out. Link in description with the discount code to use a CardPack20. You get 20% off your purchase. And let me know ideas. If you have ideas for other shirts, let me know. like sayings or something. Number 9 on the list, Barry Sanders, 1989 tops traded, number 83T. Pop count of 4637, 10 sales on the week, not a real high sales volume, up almost 70%. Let's look at this chart here real quick. With only 10 sales on the week, I don't think it's actually up 70%. I think this card typically kind of just, oh, jeez, look at that. I think that 175 to 220, I think that's a true rise. But I think that's too much. It doesn't make any sense. 363. Good looking card. Barry Sanders only got like three rookies. I think he's only got like 3 rookies. One of them, he's in his college jersey. Let's pull it back like 90 days. Just to get a better look at this data here. Slowly trending down. To me, this card's been hanging out around like 200 for a bit. That's kind of going up and down. I feel like this card's at around 200. I don't know if it's really going to go much lower than that. Plus, football season's around the corner. That usually kind of spikes up some volume in all football cards, including Legends. Because people, if Patrick Mahomes cards or Kyler Murray cards go up, why wouldn't Barry Sanders cards go up? Like, that's the thought that eventually hits people. Like, modern cards will typically go up first, and then the vintage will go up too, because they'll say, hey, this looks too cheap then. Let's look at it on eBay real quick, see what some are going for, because that might be a buy on this. I mean, this card pops up a lot, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of around the same price. Been around 200, 225 for a minute here. 225. I'd rather get it for a little less than that, but I'll put a link in the description for this card in case you want to buy it, because to me, this card is a buy or hold. Probably a buy, and I think it's probably been a buy for a minute, just waiting for the football season to start. That's my opinion. Not financial advice. Make your own decisions. All that stuff. Number 8 on the list, Tyler Hero, 2019 Mosaic Base, pop count of 1,003. 9 sales on the week, so about a 1% sales volume. Up 72.5%. Let's take a closer look at this. It might have just been a spike sale. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Might have been a spike sale at the end. Mosaic Base. Tyler Hero didn't exactly have the year a lot of people hoped he would have. I think we got to pull this up again. Look at this chart. I'm probably not a buy because I'm just not a big Tyler Hero guy. If I don't really believe in the player much, I can't really invest in him. $20 to start the week. Worked its way up to 40. Latest sale of 35. So yeah, actually, that is a pretty decent game. Let's pull back 30 days. See what we've been doing. Let's see. So the card is going for about 20 some bucks. Looks like maybe it's working its way up. For me, I'm just not a Tyler Hero guy. So I just wouldn't. It's really cheap, and because of what the price is, I would probably buy. If you are heavy on Tyler Hero, I'd buy it on StarStock because you wouldn't have to pay shipping fees. You wouldn't have to pay tax, and you could relist the card instantly if you wanted. The only thing you would pay is a 5% seller's fee if you sold it. I'll put a link for StarStock in the description. Use code SOCIETY. No, use code SportsCardConsultant, and you'll get $10 free when you deposit $10 or more. Like cards at this low price, like cards basically under $50, I buy and sell them on StarStock if I can. There's less eyeballs on StarStock than eBay, but it can make a lot more sense financially, for these lower price cards. But on this card, I'd be a hold if I had it, but I'm not buying it. Number 10987 on the list, Rui Hatchimava, 2019 Optic Base, pop count of 873, decently low. 8 sales on the week, so about a 1% sales volume, up 76.6%. Rui, I think some people, Rui's obviously a very popular Japanese player, so he's got a fan base there just with Japan people, period. And he's a pretty decent player. $20 to start the week. It's just kind of been climbing up. Isn't that interesting? $20, that went up to 40. Let's pull it back 30 days. Interesting. I see that kind of as like a legit climb too. I thought maybe there was just like a little spike that happened. Because sometimes there'll be like this outlier sale at the end of the week, and it'll make the card look like it went up a lot more than it actually did. But, these other sales before it kind of give it a lot more standing. And I wouldn't know that unless I had a data tool. So you got to have a data tool if you're in sports card investing. You just do, because if you don't, you're at such a disadvantage. You have no idea. most people have a data tool. You got to have one. I prefer this Market Movers tool. I've used them all. This one's certainly my favorite. It has the most power and most robustness and most features, all that stuff. I'll put a link in the description for it. For the Market Movers tool, use code SOCIETY and you'll get 20% off your first month or your first year, whichever subscription you choose. Rui's not someone I'm big on, but again, if I were to buy him, I'd buy him on StarStock because of the price point. Let's look him up real quick. I wonder, that was the optic, right? Rui basketball. It was his optic, right? Yeah. 10's going for a little too much on here. I'd probably buy the StarStock A, if anything. Yeah, I'd probably buy the Star. And what this is, this is a legit grade. I talk about this every so often, but maybe you're new to the channel. Maybe you're new to sports card investing, so I'll say it real quick. StarStock A, consider that a grade. It's not in a plastic slab like a PSA 10 or something is, but it is a card that has been examined by a neutral third party, and which is StarStock, and they say this card, StarStock A, they believe if you send it into PSA, it would at least be a PSA 9. And the last batch they had come in that I saw from PSA, 92% of their StarStock A's came back PSA 9s or 10s. So I see that as pretty legit. Number 6 on the list, Zion Williamson. With Rui there, I just wouldn't really be, but I'm not a big Rui guy, but it's something maybe to take a flyer on. I actually could see some profit there if he keeps up that trajectory, because I think a lot of basketball cards are roughly around bottom. Anyway, Zion Williamson, 2019 Prism Draft Picks, number 64 base, secondary photo. That's a mouthful. Pop count of 2207, 9 sales on the week. And not a real high sales volume, only about 0.5%, up 79%. It says, I feel like this chart, I don't know, let's look, because we just looked at a couple players, Rui and Tyler Hero are from the same year as Zion, and their cards had legit upward trend. $38, $71, $69, pull back 30 days. Because I think that might have just been a dip. Yeah, that was just a dip. That was just out of character. So I think the card really is worth probably around somewhere between $55 and $75. But I'm not a big fan of the draft picks ones because they got the college jersey. And especially since there's so many other cards to choose from in their pro jersey, just not something that I invest in. So I'd stay away from that, me personally. I mean, I'd be holding it if I had it. So number 5 on the list, DeAndre Hunter, 2019 Prism Base. Pop count of 1,052. 19 sales on the week. Pretty decent. That's about almost a 2% sales volume, up 84%. DeAndre Hunter. Get it, boy. Felt weird saying that. Get it, boy. What is that? That's so strange. $36. 65 was the high sale. And then up to 66. Let's pull it back 30 days and see if maybe that was just a little valley that happened there. Looks like it started trending down, and then the market said nope. But then it ended up having 3 sales up here, well above 50 and 60. Huh. So this is what I'm taking away so far from these cards in this list that we're looking at. A lot of them are basketball, obviously. Actually, all of them, other than Barry Sanders, have been basketball so far. It's interesting to me because I feel like maybe cards are hitting bottom and starting to maybe even trend up some. Really, really interesting. Really interesting. But you see these kind of we got a lot of 2019 rookies, which are Zion and Jazier, starting to trend up. It's just really interesting. I wouldn't be a buy on this. I'm just not a big DeAndre Hunter fan. Number 4 on the list, John Collins, but I'd probably be a hold if I had it. John Collins, 2017 Prism, number 109 base, pop count of 597, fairly low pop count. 13 sales on the week, up 87%. That makes sense. John Collins would be up because, he's on a playoff team who have outperformed. I'm really impressed by the Hawks. This card's done nothing but go up this week. $54 to start the week and had a nice sailing trend all the way up to $100 at the end of the week. And this is a legit trend here. Let's pull back 30 days. Dang. I mean, you could have had this card back here for 31 at the beginning of the month, and here it is at 100. Dang. So I would sell this. I would sell that because I just don't think you're going to get much more juice out of that squeeze. I think you take your profits and run right now with John Collins. I'm not sure what number we're at. Where are we at here? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Number 3 on the list, CJ Abrams, 2019 Prism Draft. Chrome, pop count of 778. It's number BDC-85, by the way. 21 sales on the week. Wow. It's about almost a 3% sales volume. That's pretty hefty. Up, about 95%. I wonder what CJ Abrams did this week. Did he make the new Star Wars movie? Oh, no, that's J.J. Abrams. Star Trek movie? I feel like there should be another Star Trek movie by J.J. Abrams, right? Did they make 2 or 3? I feel like they only made 2. Maybe I'm wrong, but they should at least make 3 if they didn't. But it's been a long time now. Anyway, CJ Abrams, he must have done something hot this week. $67 to start the week. Got all the way up to 152. Latest sale of 111. Pretty nice gain right there. He was in this valley, and then looks like he was going for maybe about 96 back there. So maybe he just more swung up. But I still feel like maybe he did something this week. Leave a comment if you know if CJ Abrams did something that really causes cards to go up. Leave a comment. Let me know because I don't know what it is. I would probably stay away from it. I would probably sell it or hold it. I would either hold it or sell it. I wouldn't be buying it. But you don't know what he did. Yeah, but what if he did something here? He did it. Like it caused a spike. Like unless he keeps doing it, it's just the odds are against that card keep going up in the short term. Regardless, number 2 on the list, Deandre Ayton, who of course is on the Suns. 2018 Prism Hyper. Pop count of only 48. 7 sales on the week. Up basically 100%. I mean that makes sense. Deandre Ayton, he's on the Suns. You know, I think the Suns are going to make it to the finals, but you know nothing's done till it's done. So it's the Hyper Prism, which I think those were underrated for quite a while. And they may still be, because there's the Hyper Prism. It's just much more rare than the regular Prism. Silver, that is. 140 to start the week, then a sale of 250, and then a sale of 280. Let's pull back 30 days. I mean, low pop count, so the card doesn't exactly sell every day. But there were some good gains there. If we pull back 90 days, let's see what that looks like. Dang, look at that back there. That was the time to sell. Damn. So isn't that strange? Right now the card is less than it was back in late May. That's so weird. But for me, it's tempting to sell. Depending on where you bought it at, I would probably sell it. If they go to the finals, I'm sure this card will see a spike. If they win the finals, I'm sure it'll see a spike. So that's the fire you're playing with. If they go out, boom, this thing's going down quickly. So that's the fire you're playing with. I hope you get what I mean. I might sell this card and just take my money and run, depending on where I got in at. But if you want to keep rolling the dice and seeing if they get to the finals, and hell, if they win the championship, this card's going to see a real nice spike. But that's the fire you're playing with. Be aware of it. Number 1 on the list. Let me say that name. Fionna Cabingellae. I saw him earlier on... he was on the basketball video from, I think, a couple days ago. Anyways, his 2019 Prism base, I'd never heard of him before then. 136% up, 8 sales on the week. I don't know what the pop count is. It doesn't give that to me. He's on the Clippers. He must have done something pretty good that I missed because I'm not watching every playoff game. I'll watch the finals, but I'm not watching every playoff game. So I must have missed what he did. $5.50 to start the week, $13 to end the week. If you wanted to get involved in this card, I feel like that spike is, unless he keeps it up, he could very well. I mean, this card, if he keeps whatever he's doing, if he keeps it up, this card could certainly just go up because it's so cheap. But I would be messing around with it on StarStock for sure, because that price point doesn't make any sense on eBay. You know, say you buy it for $13, then you pay $5 shipping, and then another maybe bucks or so, buck plus sales tax. All of a sudden, this $13 card became like $20. It's just hard to make a profit because then the card's got to go up to like $35 for you to make a profit. That's tough. So that's why StarStock, when you buy it, like you don't pay sales tax, you don't pay shipping, and you can relist it basically instantly. And if you're going to play with fire on something like this, you're looking to, sell it here very soon, most likely. And if you're just buying it to collect, then who cares? Then buy it on eBay. But for me, I would sell this card if I somehow had it. That is definitely me. But that was a top 10 this week. The only one I had as a buy was this Barry Sanders here, because I think that one is the one that I feel most confident in, that it's going to go up here in the relatively near future with the football season starting, and the charts showing that this card is, around its bottom and has been around its bottom. Most of this was, other than him and Abrams, there were eight of the 10 were basketball. That's really interesting. And we saw a trend here: Tyler Hero, Rui, Zion, DeAndre Hunter, all 2019 rooks. And they all just kind of went up. Right? So these are the trends. This is one of the many reasons you got to have a data tool, so you can spot these trends. Like, it tells you what the market is thinking. Because I believe what people say is one thing, but what people do is another. And I believe in what people do more so than what they say. Because what they do is what they do. And it's interesting. I think some people might be starting to accumulate 2019 rookies, but I think maybe rookies in general. Interesting. That's an outlier, of course, because he's in the playoffs, so is he. But these 4 right here are really interesting in terms of what the market is thinking, because they're Tyler Hero fans, they're Rui fans, they're certainly Zion fans, and they're DeAndre Hunter fans. Like I see DeAndre Hunter, Rui, and Tyler Hero kind of being in the same tier / area / size of fan base, etc., and potential. Zion is Zion, but it's his draft picks card, so I'm not that into that. But nonetheless, very interesting, something to look out for. That's what I got for you, though, today, Card Pack. The links for everything in the description, the Market Movers tool, the Sports Card Society, the T-shirt website, all that stuff. Check it out. Oh, one other thing, too, is, if you want help looking at these charts, check out the Delta Factor. I put a link in the description for that. That's a course I put together to help people read charts better. You get a couple bonuses with that, too. You get a free month at the Sports Card Society and a whole year access to the Discord. But other than that, let me know your thoughts on what this chart said to you. If you got a cool idea for a T-shirt, let me know. Other than that, stay classy. You're awesome. Thanks for watching this Thanks for watching this with me, Card Pack. I'll see you tomorrow.